And it's Financial Straight Talk, the podcast. My name is Jerry Payne. Always happy to be here with the chief engineer of the Wheelbarrow of Wisdom, the father of financial dragons, and the climber of mountains. About to go out there and get you a red hat. Jim Fox, the Financial Straight Talker himself. How are you doing, sir?
Good, man. This mountain thing just isn't for me. I'm more of a beach, taco, beer kind of guy. I just need to be very clear on that. But this is what happens when you have these overachieving friends is they convince you to do nonsense. So if anyone's listening to me and they are an underachiever and just want to hang out, eat amazing tacos and chill on the beach and drink beer, I am your man.
Now, I know better than that. You've got the entrepreneur spirit. You were a Marine for... Sheesh. Jim, you have done incredible things. You're about to go do something else incredible. And if you can't take the steps, I bet Michelle will be dragging you up that mountain by the end of it.
I'm sure, yeah. The problem is I like overcoming things. That's my problem. I just wish I could just look at something and be like, it's pretty. But no, I'm like, hey, that looks hard. Let's see if we can do it. Yep. I've yet to understand why I'm like that.
Well, that makes two of us.
Good times, man.
It is good times. And Jim, you have traveled all over the world, and you have been to lots of different resorts. Have you ever seen a resort that wanted to charge you just for putting something in the fridge, not drinking anything from the mini bar?
Come on, is that real?
I have some audio here from one of our younger millennial friends on TikTok. Now, millennials get a bad rap, but she's pretty sharp here.
Hi, I see on the fridge it says that there's an additional $50 charge for adding items to the fridge.
If you put any personal items, they're gonna charge you $10. It's a mini bar only.
So, I can't put my water bottles inside the fridge?
No.
Oh, okay. And can we change the temperature of the room?
Yes. Is it not working?
No, it's fine. We were just wondering if there was a charge. Thank you.
All right, so stay away from the mini bar, but double check and make sure that you can even use the refrigerator without having to pay an additional fee. Jim, so you've never run into that. You've been everywhere. What is the worst hotel fee you've ever seen?
So, I'm kind of old school. I still hate the resort fees. I still really have a problem with those. You pay a cost per night, and then you get there and they tack on $45. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you just put that $45 in the fee to start with? I mean, those are the big ones for me. But the one that I will give you one that sticks out in my mind is we were at the Ritz-Carlton in Aruba. We were on a company trip. It wasn't something I paid for, by the way. So let's be really clear on that because Jim ain't staying at the Ritz-Carlton very often, okay? And I forgot to put sunscreen on.
Okay? Oh, no.
And Jerry, I'm talking about bubbled up sunburning, right? It was horrible.
Yikes.
And they had in the fridge, they had this, it's called After Sun Smooth or Soothe or something like that. And it was this greenish aloe looking stuff, but it was in the fridge. So there was no sign. There was nothing on it. It was just in there. So I'm like, A, either someone left it, or B, it's like for everybody because they know we're going to get burnt, right? Jerry, is $53 for this bottle. And it was like, seriously, an eyedropper. It was like so small, but I would have paid $500 for it. So it didn't really matter.
I got to go to Jamaica on a company trip earlier this year back in February. And, it turns out that Jerry in February doesn't really have a good base tan. So the second or third day, I was buying the $60 bottle of sunscreen and just hiding from everyone. But
that's insane.
It comes back to our retirement accounts again, Jim. The fees that can be hidden in there. If we had to stroke that check once a year, people would be more aware of this, but it just comes out automatically. How do you help people understand the fees that they're paying so then they can judge, am I getting a good value?
Let me start for all of you folks that are listening and have mutual funds, ETFs, and stuff like that. I'm going to give you a free place that you can go to and do a little bit of your own due diligence. It's called personalfund.com. Now, be advised, you only get a couple of free shots at it, right? So you can search your mutual fund or your ETF and you can see what the cost of those funds actually are. And they're shocking because some funds will say, it's 25 basis points as your expense fee. So that's 0.25. Jerry, that's pretty low. I mean, that's a pretty good deal until you look at it and it's 1.93 is the actual cost.
Wait a minute.
Exactly. And this happens all the time because there's internal fees, there's turnover ratios, there's all these other things that add to fees. Annuities. Had a lady in the office just a few weeks ago who said, oh yeah, this is a no fee annuity. And they do exist. Don't get me wrong. They do exist. But on page 1 of her statement, there's a $7,000 charge. Guess what that was? Well, that was an income rider fee. And I said, okay, well, when are you going to turn on the income? She goes, why would I turn on income? This is for my kids. Jerry, there are so many examples of where fees are hitting people that they don't even really know that they're there and having a massive impact. You know, I want you to imagine this, because I've been to your new place, Jerry, and I want you to imagine that for the next 36 months, you pay a pool guy $100 a month to come and clean out your pool and make sure the chemicals are right. And you know, there's people that are listening right now going, yay, that's a pretty good deal. I pay my guy $120, $150.
Yeah. Only one problem with that.
Yeah, what's that problem, Jerry?
There's no pool.
Exactly.
Not even a backyard in my town.
Not even a backyard, right? And or you're paying the lawn guy to come do all the landscaping, and you live in a condo and there is no lawn guy, right?
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. When I sit down with people, I want them to understand how transparent fees should be versus what they are in most cases. For those of you that work with me and know about our Market Guard relationship, we are super transparent and unapologetic about the cost that it costs you as a client to work with us. So much so that when you log in, it's one of the first things that you see. Boom. These are the fees you paid to your advisor. We want that transparency. We want it to be there because who knows what you're paying on the annuities? Most people don't understand that. Who knows what you're paying on the ETFs and the mutual funds? How about the cost of real estate transactions? Those are new things that we're starting to see are changing up now. I don't know if you've looked into that, but the world is changing for real estate now and the way that buyers agents and sellers agents are getting paid. How about this, though? The big one that nobody ever talks, not even on our list, Jerry. 401ks. Employee-sponsored plans.
But, Jim, I thought the fees were so low in there.
Absolutely. I mean, they're so low that you can't find them unless you go to page 36 of the 1,800-page plan document and then divide that by plan number 33.29 and page 463, divided by whatever Saturn's interlude into Venus is. I mean, my point is that we are investing our life. Jerry, you don't know how your own 401k is working.
I can't get over Saturn and Venus. We're going to need a telescope and a calculator.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So here's think about this. You do finance radio for a living.
Allegedly.
You do it for a living, Jerry. Do you truly understand your 401k?
Nope.
Do you understand the fees in your 401k?
Nope.
Think about how insane those statements are. Not because Jerry's a dummy, although we can argue Jim and Jerry do belong on that bus every once in a while, okay? The reality is it's so complex. It is so over the top that becomes the problem. Here's what we do to simplify, because I can't tell you what your fees are unless you come into my office with all of your stuff. And to be honest with you, I couldn't put the reports together if I had to. I have a team that does that, thank God. And they will come back and say, Jerry, the cost of your fees for you owning this portfolio is this. How do we do that? We take your gross returns. We subtract your net returns from your gross returns. And guess what that tells me? At any period of time, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, 5 year, 3 year, since inception, we can say this is what it costs to hold this portfolio. From that point on, we can come in and we can see if we can make things better for you. Let me just tell you this. You would never pay the pool guy to take care of the pool if you don't have a pool in your house. You also would never pay the lawn guy to do the lawn at your house if you lived in the condo or the apartment. My question for you is how many more years or how many more tens of thousands of dollars are you going to continue to pay for fees for services you aren't getting in return?
Hey, Jim, if I want to find out how to get in touch with you, how do I do that?
Yeah, Jerry, the best way you can do that is go ahead and click on the link in the show notes. That's going to take you to a page. Once you fill out all the information there, someone from my team will reach out to you and make sure that we're able to answer those questions you have.
And you can also do that by just going on over to the website getfst.com, getfst.com, or simply click the link that's in the show notes here on the podcast. We really appreciate you listening. We hope you're subscribed, getting this every week. Hey, share it with someone you love. They might enjoy it too. Getfst.com, or just click the link in the show notes. Jim, that's all the time that we have for this week. I always love being a part of the show. I'll give you the last word.
Thanks so much, Jerry. Well, guys, every week, Jerry and I want to say thank you. We know that you have tons of options when it comes to getting financial information, and we're just honored to be one of those resources. So like you said, if there's anything we can do for you, don't hesitate. Reach out. We're here to answer those questions. But with all that being said, on behalf of myself and the rock doctor himself, Mr. Jerry Payne, I want to thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time on the Financial Straight Talk.